In the end, the tunnel was more than a historical marvel. It was a bridge between centuries, a silent witness to lives long gone, and a reminder that even the most unassuming places can harbor secrets capable of stunning the world. Every time he walked across his fields, he felt a quiet connection to the past he had unexpectedly unearthed, forever changing the way the world looked at the land he loved so dearly. The small town of Baravur, nestled in the foothills of northern India, was known for its quiet, uneventful life. Most of the town's residents were farmers, tending to their fields day in and day out, living simple lives that revolved around the seasons, the monsoons, and the occasional festival. Among them was Raghav Singh, a middle-aged farmer with broad shoulders, calloused hands, and a mind sharpened by years of tending to stubborn soil and unpredictable crops. Raghav had inherited his modest farm from his father, and despite the hardships of small-scale agriculture, he loved the land deeply. Every morning, he would wake before dawn, take a slow sip of chai, and step out to watch the mist settle over the wheat fields. It was a life of routine, comfort, and quiet pride. But on one fateful morning in early June, Raghav's routine was violently interrupted. The earth beneath Baravur trembled, sending a low, menacing rumble through the fields. Windows rattled, mud houses shook, and for a few terrifying seconds, the world seemed to tilt dangerously. The earthquake lasted only a minute, but it left an unmistakable mark on the land. Roads cracked, walls split, and trees fell, leaving an eerie silence in its wake. Raghav, unhurt but shaken, stepped out into his field to inspect the damage. As he walked across the uneven ground, he noticed something strange near the edge of his wheat field. The earthquake had shifted the soil, creating an irregular depression that hadn't existed before. Curiosity pricked at him. He had walked this land every day for decades, and yet he realized he had never noticed this small mound or the hollow beneath it. Kneeling down, Raghav brushed away the loosened soil and saw a dark cavity opening into the earth. At first, he thought it might be an animal's burrow. But as he cleared more soil, the hole revealed a narrow tunnel, wide enough for a person to crawl through. Its edges were reinforced with brick and stone, suggesting that it had been carefully constructed long ago. Raghav's heart pounded. Tunnels like this were rare in his region. No one in Baravur had ever mentioned anything of the sort. Was it an old storage cellar, a hidden shelter from decades past? His imagination raced, conjuring stories of treasure, secret societies, or even forgotten criminals. The farmer knew he couldn't explore it alone. He ran back to his small home, grabbed his phone, and called his younger brother, Arjun. "Arjun," he said breathlessly, "you need to see this. Something strange has appeared in the field. It's a tunnel." By late afternoon, Arjun arrived, carrying a flashlight and a pickaxe. The brothers crouched by the entrance, examining the carefully laid stones in the dark. Narrow passage that stretched into the earth like a vein of mystery. Raghav hesitated. The tunnel seemed inviting yet, forbidding a threshold to the unknown. Out. But curiosity won. They shone their flashlights inside, revealing walls lined with ancient bricks, and a floor dusted with decades of undisturbed earth. "Do you think it's dangerous?" Arjun asked, his voice tinged with awe and fear. Raghav shook his head. "I don't know, but we have to see. Someone must know what's down there." They decided to explore cautiously. Armed with flashlights, ropes, and a sense of adventure, they crawled into the tunnel. The air was cool and musty, smelling of earth and decay. The passage narrowed and widened unpredictably, twisting in directions that seemed almost unnatural. After several minutes of crawling, they entered a larger chamber. It was dimly lit by their flashlights, but even in that faint light, they could see walls covered in strange symbols and inscriptions. Raghav's pulse quickened. These look old. It's very old," he whispered. The chamber contained piles of objects that seemed out of place, considering its remote location. Broken furniture, rusty tools, and stacks of yellowed papers littered the floor. But what stunned the brothers most was a large sealed chest at the center of the room. Its wood was blackened by age, its lock corroded by time. The sight of it sent shivers down Raghav's spine. Should we open it? Arjun asked, his hands trembling. Raghav nodded. With a careful tug, they broke the rusty lock and lifted the heavy lid. Inside lay stacks of documents, old coins, and what appeared to be jewelry. But beneath these, something far more shocking emerged. Dozens of human skeletons, arranged neatly as if placed there deliberately. The brothers froze, their minds struggling to comprehend the scene. It was a macabre discovery, unlike anything they had ever imagined. These were not recent remains. The skeletons were ancient, their bones fragile with age. Some wore remnants of clothing, others carried what might have been ceremonial items. The room was a chilling grave, untouched for decades, perhaps even centuries. Shaken, Raghav and Arjun retreated from the tunnel and called the local authorities. Within hours, the area was swarming with police, forensic experts, and journalists. News of the discovery spread like wildfire, turning the quiet town of Baravur into the center of national attention. Archaeologists were summoned, and the tunnel became the focus of intense investigation. Experts soon realized that the tunnel was part of a larger underground complex, possibly dating back to the 18th century. Historical records hinted at secret passages built during turbulent times meant to hide treasures, manuscripts, or even people from invaders. But no records had mentioned human remains hidden in such a manner. The skeletal discoveries perplexed everyone. Who were these people? Why were they placed here? And who had constructed the tunnel with such precision and secrecy? Over the following weeks, investigators meticulously documented the tunnel, the chamber, and its contents. Carbon dating revealed that the skeletons ranged from 200 to 300 years. Old some showed signs of violent death, while others appeared to have been deliberately preserved, hinting at rituals or clandestine burials. Among the papers and artifacts, historians found records in an archaic script, detailing transactions, lineage, and mentions of forbidden societies. Operating in secrecy during colonial times, the discovery shocked the world not just for its historical significance but for the implications it carried. Scholars speculated that Baravur had been a clandestine hub for secret societies, dealing in knowledge, artifacts, and perhaps even darker trades. The tunnel suggested a level of organization and secrecy that had remained hidden beneath the surface for centuries. Raghav, once a simple farmer, found himself at the heart of an international mystery. Interviews with journalists poured in, cameras recorded his every word, and historians debated the significance of the find. Despite the attention, Raghav remained grounded. "I was just doing my job," he said modestly. "I tend to land. I watch the crops. Never imagined there was this hidden world beneath my feet." As the investigation progressed, further excavation revealed more tunnels and chambers, some containing additional artifacts, others more skeletal remains. Some items hinted at rituals associated with local folklore and traditions, suggesting that the tunnel had not just practical uses but spiritual significance. The sheer scale of the network astounded experts, and theories about underground cities, hidden royal treasures, and secret religious practices proliferated in academic circles. One of the most astonishing revelations came when a team of archaeologists deciphered some of the manuscripts. They spoke of a secret society known as the Guardians of the Hidden, who operated during times of political upheaval. Their mission was to protect knowledge, sacred artifacts, and sometimes people who were at risk from rulers or invaders. The manuscripts even described protocols for hiding bodies of those who died in service of the society, a practice that now explained the carefully placed skeletons in the tunnel. The story of the tunnel spread beyond academic and media circles, capturing the imagination of the public. Documentaries were proposed, books were written, and Raghav was invited to speak at historical conferences. Yet amidst the attention and excitement, he remained the same humble farmer. Preferring the quiet solace of his fields over the glare of publicity, despite the fascination with the artifacts and the mysterious society, there remained unanswered questions. Who had originally built the tunnel? How extensive was the network? Were there still secrets buried deeper beneath the earth? Researchers continued to explore, but every discovery only seemed to raise more questions. The tunnel hidden for centuries. had opened a window to a forgotten chapter of history, one that challenged the narratives of colonial and local histories alike. For Raghav, the tunnel represented a strange convergence of past and present. His quiet farm had become the epicenter of global attention, his simple life intertwined with centuries-old mysteries. And while the world marveled at the artifacts, the skeletons, and the manuscripts, Raghav knew one truth: beneath every piece of land lies a story, waiting for the right moment to reveal itself. For him, that moment had come with the earthquake, a reminder that even the most ordinary lives can intersect with the extraordinary in the most unexpected ways. Years later, the Baravur tunnel became an official historical site, drawing scholars, tourists, and curious visitors. The skeletal remains were respectfully preserved, the manuscripts digitized, and the tunnels reinforced for safe exploration. And though the world celebrated the discovery, the story of Raghav Singh the farmer, who uncovered a hidden world beneath his feet, remained a testament to the power of curiosity, courage, and the mysteries that lie just below the surface of everyday life.